Aristotle believed that philosophy's main goal is to guide us in the pursuit of happiness. The good life that we all want requires self-discipline and strength against the inevitable adversities of life. Philosophy can offer practical lessons and actions that help us develop self-control and resilience by guiding our thoughts and actions in meaningful ways. You and no one else are important. We are all imperfect humans. We all have to carry out the mundane tasks of everyday life as part of our common human experience. We will all die one day. There's no point in caring about what others think because life only matters in the present, and one day no one will remember us. Imagine life as a garden where we decide which plants and seeds to water. These are the things we give energy to, making them strong in our thoughts, actions, or words. As we care for them, by giving them attention and energy, they grow within and those around us. If we water the plants of wisdom, discipline, and kindness, they'll become a part of us. We can also nurture friendship, love, and respect in others. Just like that, we should prevent negative thoughts like anger or greed take root in our garden. We can divide life into two situations, those that we can control and those that we cannot. Those that we can control involve our actions or thoughts. Those that we cannot is everything else. Only focus on those that you can control because anything else just brings you unhappiness and anxiety. The reason we are not afraid to fly is because we usually have high trust on the plane and the pilot that everything is gonna go well. Pilots are trained in every scenario that can go wrong with specific solutions for each of them. We can use a similar approach in our lives called negative visualization. This means thinking and considering all the possible negative outcomes of a specific task or realistic life scenarios to create psychological fitness in preparation for real life losses. It helps us prepare for challenges and appreciate what we have. Usually, things aren't as terrible as they seem, and if they are, we can often find a way to cope. Next time you need to talk in public, the possible worst outcome is a regret of not doing it. We often attach unnecessary emotions to events in our lives. It is not the things or sensations that make us upset, but our judgments about them. Cognitive distancing means stepping back mentally from immediate reactions and seeing situations more calmly and objectively. By adopting the perspective of an outside observer, people can distance themselves psychologically from strong feelings and negative thoughts. For example, imagine my name is David and I am upset because I crashed my car. The idea is to think, David is upset because of the accident, and ask, how can David handle this situation well? If this happened to my daughter, how would I advise her to cope? How will I view this event in 10 or 20 years? This technique helps us separate your feelings from the event. Marcus Aurelius would tell himself that pain is just a rough sensation in the body, nothing more or less. It cannot make us a better or a worse person, but how we respond to it can. Many Stoics would believe to embrace discomfort and pain as a fundamental principle of our life. It is for me my own experience that every time I embrace discomfort or physical pain, it allows me to create resilience for mental and emotional pain. It is my own understanding that the more we suffer physically, the less that we will suffer emotionally. Every gain in the control of our physical sensations is a gain in the control of our emotional sensations. Taking the safety precautions, it is important as a Stoic to include weekly practices that generate discomfort in your body. Try daily meditations, push yourself on how long you can exercise, embrace the cold weather in the winter, and include 24-hour long fasts every week. In Buddhism, cravings and desires are the cause of all unhappiness. Wanting things or people intensely often creates a sense of dissatisfaction and suffering, as it binds us to outcomes that may neither be attainable nor lasting. Everything sooner or later must change. One should be open to any outcome but attached to none. Often, we overlook that many toxic desires emerge from possessions that we already have, which can be harmful to us. The primary practice here is to set aside temptations, knowing what and who can harm us. While desires are part of our human nature, practicing minimalism by eliminating useless items or junk food from our homes will shield us from damaging temptations. Typically, people become our greatest cravings. To avoid suffering, we need to end toxic relationships and learn to love from a distance. Socrates' famous quote, "I know only one thing, is that I know nothing." In Buddhism and Stoicism, ignorance is related to not perceiving the world as it truly is and not accepting human nature as it is. If we aim to do good to others and cultivate self-control, it is crucial to consistently seek the truth. If you lack the humility to actively seek wisdom and knowledge, you will inevitably let yourself and others down. We should always try to learn new things. For Aristotle, a speaker's ethos was a rhetorical strategy used by an orator whose aim was to inspire trust in your audience. If you wish to instill confidence in yourself, practice self-arguments against your common beliefs. If you can persuade yourself to recognize your own errors and you are humble enough to accept them, you will gain confidence that your actions are based on your best abilities.